DDT, 5-time WCW champion. You listen to WNS Podcast. Now, can you dig that, sucker?
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
I'm a freak.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm tired.
And we welcome you to episode 263 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Beyond Pod, Stitcher, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
You can also follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel. You can follow Tyler on Twitter at Tyler_Abear. So give him a follow. Let him know that we sent you. Good stuff. So welcome to the show. Got plenty to talk about this week. Going to cover Raw, FastLane Predictions, Lucha Underground, Q&A. That's about it. Welcome to the show. Tyler, how you doing?
Tired.
Yeah? You hanging in there?
Hanging.
Yeah. No Doug this week, unfortunately, but we do have his FastLane predictions.
Yes.
We got that after because we recorded the radio show, which included our FastLane predictions, so we just threw that onto this week's episode. So we got his predictions after we finished recording that, so that'll be why you don't hear us talk about it a little bit later on in the show. But let's dive into Raw, the go-home show before Raw. Not the greatest Raw, I would think. I know you missed some of it, so I don't have anyone to bounce off of for the first hour. For about an hour, 10 minutes, so somewhere around there. We kick things off. Dean Ambrose and Stephanie McMahon. Dean's coming out saying, I want some of the beast. Give it to me. Fuck. But instead he gets Stephanie McMahon. Not what you were expecting. Blah, 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 blah.
He didn't give her the dirty deeds?
No. But she wanted to give him an F5, if you know what I mean. But basically saying, is that what you want? You want an F5? And he's like, yeah, I want it. Bring out the beast. So she said, well, you're going to get an F5, but not the one that you want. I'm talking a fatal 5-way. You're going to defend your Intercontinental Championship right here, right now. And so that was the start. That was the opening match. Dean Ambrose defends his title against Tyler Breeze, Stardust, Dolph Ziggler, and Kevin Owens. And this matchup was actually really exciting. It had a lot of action. Didn't really have very many dull points in it. I enjoyed it. I know the fans enjoyed it as well. The fans were pretty hot throughout the entire night. They were very vocal, and it was something that makes Raw a little bit more enjoyable. Is whenever you're vocal, but you're not trying to take over.
Yeah.
You boo when you need to, you cheer when you need to, and so on and so forth. We've talked about that more times than I care to count. But the match concludes. Kevin Owens, your new Intercontinental Champion. So interesting surprise, and I know it'll throw a wrench in our predictions for Fastlane. So, I mean,
we questioned a lot of stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff being thrown into question. But I'm kind of happy that Kevin Owens is the champion again. I feel like he deserves it. And, he's a talented dude, and he's going to be the future of the WWE. So let's let him ride. After that, we got New Day to come out. They cut a promo on Mark Henry because Mark Henry bailed on them during their match last week, basically calling him booty hole and all these not very kind things that you would say to the world's strongest man. And Mark Henry came out, wasn't too pleased with that. But the match, Big E going up against Mark Henry. I don't remember much about this matchup. All I remember is that the end, Mark Henry had been favoring his ribs, and then Big E went to put him up in the big ending, and Henry countered it. Like he got out of it, but then he just collapsed onto the floor, like clutching his ribs. And Big E went for the pin, 1, 2, 3. Like there was no finisher. It was really? Very strange. And as soon as the match was over, Henry's clutching his ribs and rolling from side to side, and the ref is like, "Dude, are you okay?" is one of those things where, you kind of worry because Big E did hit that giant splash that he does.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it might have hurt him. Because, Mark Henry did come out and say, for the most part, I am okay, just a little banged up. It's, my ribs are hurting, but, I can live through it.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you wonder, like, man, should he be taking those kind of bumps, here in the twilight of his career?
He's going to be retiring soon.
Yeah, it's highly rumored this will be his last year. And if you're interested, go back to our YouTube channel, WNS Video. Go to our star interview playlist, and you can actually listen to an interview we conducted with Mark Henry last year. Really good stuff. I thought it was I would love to be able to have him in the studio with us.
Oh,
and
yeah, for sure.
Like, if we could get him for just a solid hour, I think we would have such a great conversation.
That would be fun.
We'll have to see. Maybe I can pull some strings here at work and get something like that going. Who knows? But yeah, so Big E ends up getting the victory. After that, we got a boring segment between Brie and Charlotte. And okay, I get it. They're trying to build heat for Charlotte. They're trying to make Brie the underdog, and the fans sympathize with her because Charlotte's poking at her. Oh, your sister's out on injury, and your husband just retired, so you're all by yourself. And why don't you take the easy route and just go home? And that's all fine and dandy. I get where their heart was going. I get what they were trying to do, but the delivery was so awful.
Yeah.
It sounded so like if I had handed you a piece of paper with lines on it, it was like you were reading it for the first time.
Wow.
It was like, you want to come out and tell me what to do about take care of my husband and my sister? How dare you? I'm the one who's going to beat you at FastLane. Like, no joke. That's how they were delivering this promo.
Wow.
And then Charlotte's like, hey, I'm trying to do you a favor. You need to go home and take care of your sister and take care of your husband. I don't have anything mean to say about you. I just think that it should be in your best interest to do that. Like, it was brutal. It was so bad.
I missed it, so I didn't see that.
You didn't miss much. But then, there was
the argument of the century.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. After that, we got to see AJ Styles take on The Miz. Why are you doing this, Tyler?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I know. You know exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah?
Man. Yeah.
So, AJ Styles farts on The Miz, challenges Y2.
Whoa. Did he?
No.
Why'd you say that? Why'd you say that?
Because it is on the computer screen.
What? Let me see.
Also, there was Big Z, which I chose to overglance.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah?
That's weird. How'd you know he farted on
Honest A-Bear?
Is
that what I'm dealing with here?
Yes. I'm pretty honest.
So you're lying. Anytime you say you're Honest A-Bear, you're lying.
Yeah.
So AJ Styles
Farts on the Miz.
faces The Miz, gets the win, and challenges Y2J to a match at FastLane, to which he replied, well, you'll hear from me on SmackDown. So currently we don't have that to predict on if they're going to have a match at FastLane or not. So can't really make a bold prediction just yet.
Bold.
After that, we got to hear from the Dudley Boys. Is this about when you came in? Did you get to see this?
No, I saw the AJ.
Oh, okay, cool.
I didn't see him fart on him, but I saw the AJ versus...
Yeah, I didn't see that either, which is weird that it was on there. So, so what were your thoughts on the Dudley Boys heel promo?
I think it's smart to cut the tables out.
Yeah.
Because that's what people like about them.
Well, yeah.
Or that's one of the things I like
One
about
of the
them.
things.
But that is their trademark, and it's fine. They're going to turn heel. Guess what? You want the tables? We're not going to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Deal with it.
That is the beginning of them for everyone to hate them, because
that's the easiest way to do it.
If they still had the tables and still putting people through it, they're like, oh yeah, still cool. They put people through tables.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of it. Like, oh, you're not cool. I don't like you because you don't have tables.
It would have been like if instead of doing the no chant, if they would have just had Daniel Bryan come out and just casually walk to the ring, not address the crowd at all, that the yes movement would have died out.
Yeah.
But instead, they were like, oh, go out there and say no instead of yes. And then it caught on even more than ever. So,
no.
But in this occasion, they're doing the right thing by saying, hey, go out there and just say, we're not giving you guys tables anymore. Deal with it.
Yeah.
So, not too bad. After that, we got to see Summer Rae go up against Paige. Very short matchup. I know everyone was expecting Paige to get the win, but the outcome was not to be this time. Summer Rae got the victory. Anything to take away?
No.
I know they're plugging Total Divas throughout the entire match.
The shit out of it.
Jesus. After that, we got to see the always amazing Paul Heyman come out and cut a promo.
I liked how he called
Roman Reigns
out.
down. Yeah. And, he's such a wonder on the mic, that being Paul Heyman. He came down, Roman Reigns came down. Paul Heyman said, look, I wanted to tell you this to your face because if I didn't have an opportunity to explain myself, people would think I'm disrespecting you. So I want to say this to your face so that you understand where I'm coming from. And, that in itself was great because he was like, I know what people are going to say, so I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen. His speech about, you can take care of your family or you can take care of your friends. That speech was really solid. His delivery was fine. His, vocalization was great. But, it was just there to hype up the match. But I didn't feel compelled to get behind Roman Reigns throughout all of this. The only thing I was thinking was, man, they're, what are they going to do with Dean Ambrose? Like, Roman Reigns said, hey, thanks for at least being honest. I'll shake your hand.
That's pretty much
all that.
He said.
Yeah, and I'm going to be the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Believe that. And shortly thereafter, the Dudley Boys actually attacked, and Ambrose came down and made the save, which would set up a match for SmackDown, which is probably taking place right about now as we're recording this show. But that's not the thing that got people talking. It wasn't the Dudley Boys attacking. It wasn't the tag match that set up later on. It was the fact that Ambrose went to put Roman Reigns into dirty deeds.
Whoa.
The crowd went nuts for it. And, a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a heel tease. They're teasing a heel. No, they're not teasing a heel turn. They're saying Ambrose is willing to do whatever it takes to try and be the guy.
Yeah.
So
he was close to giving the dirty D's.
Yeah. Anyways, so it's going to raise a lot of questions in our predictions.
And Roman was like, oh, you almost got me. Hey, give me some nucks.
Yeah. Like, oh, I see what you're going for there.
Bro, I would have done the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm. So, really good stuff. But after that, we got to see Heath Slater go up against Zack Ryder. And what did I say as soon as we saw Zack Ryder? Say, oh, who's he losing to?
Yeah.
And it's sad that that's what has happened. But, what can you really do about it? But Heath Slater does end up getting the victory shortly after the Broski boot, as is tradition.
Boot.
Yeah. Nothing really to take away from there. We got to see earlier in the day, backstage segment or whatever, R-Truth.
I bet that wasn't even as real.
It was not.
Yeah.
It was not.
Bullshit.
R-Truth having dinner with a lady friend, and
The other night.
Gold Dust was apparently serving the champagne and made quite a mess on the lady's dress.
Yeah, what did I say? Oh, yeah, he shot off on her.
Yeah, he blew his load all over her. I get it. I know what they were going for. For the kids, they're not going to understand it. They're going to laugh that a lady had a beverage spilled on her dress, and the adults.
He put that in between his legs and he was shaking.
Yeah, and the guys, the adults are going to get the reference as to what they were going for.
I think I said like 3 times. Like, oh, he shot off on her.
Yeah, so I get the joke. I just personally didn't really find it funny. I found it more kind of annoying, but in that case, I would not be their target audience.
Yep.
But I'm sure a lot of people found it funny, and when I was a teenager, I would have definitely thought that was really funny stuff. But I guess I've matured a little bit. Who knows? After that, we got to see a tag match play, a 6-man tag match. League of Nations, Alberto Del Rio, Rusev, and Sheamus going up against the Lucha Dragons and Neville.
Which is weird. I thought Wade Barrett was going to fight because, wasn't Sheamus injured, but Sheamus came out, had cast on. I'm like, oh, so still.
Yeah, Shane was wrestling with a cast, but I think they're saying that Wade Barrett has like nerve damage in his neck or something.
Yeah, you're gonna come out and just be with that group until you leave, Barrett. You're not gonna wrestle anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was announced earlier in the week that Wade Barrett does not plan on renewing his contract with WWE once it expires in June. So he will be making his way out of the WWE. So best of luck to him.
Yeah,
I don't know. So after that, we got to see Becky Lynch going up against Naomi. You and your changing of the words. Don't deny it.
What are you talking about?
You're denying.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Whatever.
So,
Becky Lynch going up against Naomi. Any thoughts on the matchup? It was like a 2-minute match.
Yeah.
Naomi tapped out. Then Tamina attacked. Sasha Banks made the save. There you go. Yep. Good stuff. And I'm going to read this in the style that you changed it to.
I don't know what you're talking about,
just to let you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I left the room before we started recording the show, and I come back, and a lot of stuff has changed. So here's what it says now. Big Show defeats Braun via DQ after the Wyatt's dicks attack Ryback. Kane make save.
That's funny, but no, I didn't put that.
You didn't put dicks.
No.
You didn't put dicks on the show.
No, man, don't be a dick.
This is your last chance to be honest, A-Bear.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you put dicks in the script for the show this week?
No.
Why can't you say it with a straight face?
Because it's funny.
Did you put dicks in the show?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're making these people listen to a conversation about dicks. Why are you doing this to them?
We got to hear those dicks.
So, Big Show, main event, which was already in overtime. Big Show going up against Braun Strowman. Thankfully, it was a short matchup. Ends in a disqualification after the Wyatt's dicks attacked Big Show. I'm glad you find humor in it.
It's funny.
Then Ryback comes out and nearly, I don't know what he was trying to do to Luke Harper, but my God, thank goodness Harper landed okay.
Yeah.
Because that could have ended very badly. Going on, and then Kane comes out and makes the save as well. And it's funny because I saw someone make a post saying that Kane jumped the gun on when he was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also when they came up to him, like he grabbed him by the throat, but it looked like the two guys that he was about to choke some helped pull him up out of the ring.
Yeah. With their dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick training. It's a cock push-up.
So the good guy stood tall, and that pretty much wraps up Raw. Not really something that makes me go, oh man, I wish I could pay $44.99 for that or $45.99, whatever it was, because damn. So that's gonna do it for Raw.
Damn.
And I just gotta say, we got to hear those picks.
We've got to hear those picks. We've got to hear those picks.
So, FastLane taking place this Sunday on the WWE Network. Really good stuff. It's the final stop before WrestleMania, the final pay-per-view, that is. I know a lot of people are getting a little antsy when it comes to WrestleMania because the roster is so thinned out. We don't know who's going to be competing. Yeah, a lot of people are hurt.
Star power.
Some people are leaving. Some people we know won't be at WrestleMania due to contractual obligations or suspensions or anything.
We'll talk more once we close to Mania, but I feel like they're going to try to pull a rabbit out of the hat and pull some people in.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like. I don't know who or what. It could be, some past stars who's been WWE, bring them in.
But it's like, who? You can't bring The Rock. He's contractually obligated not to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's doing that movie, so he can't compete.
What movie?
I don't know. He's filming a movie or a show or something like that. Batista probably won't do it. Orton's out with injury. Cena, I heard that Cena is actually fighting to, he said he's going to take a gamble and try and be back in time for Mania.
Yeesh.
So,
knowing the luck, he'll come back and I don't wish this upon him, but what if he comes back and hurts himself again?
Yeah.
He's out again.
It gets worse or something.
Because he's hard-headed.
Well,
I know they need the
they
star
need
power.
someone there.
I get that.
So they're probably like,
don't worry, put the company on Kevin Owens' back and let's go.
absolutely. Bring up some of the NXT stars. You have some time between now and April to get them established. You have, a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it. I have faith in the
Put
WWE.
the company on Kevin Owens and AJ Styles.
And AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
Once Seth Rollins returns, which won't be until the summer. It's kind of a downer.
I'm waiting for him to come back. I can't wait for him to come back.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Before we officially get into the predictions, at this point in time, what we know as far as the roster and what might be happening at Mania, do you feel relief or regret that you're not going to Mania this year?
WWE Mania, no.
To which?
Or
do you feel? Are you relieved that you're not going, or do you regret not going?
I'm relieved I'm not going.
Yeah.
I regret I'm not going because the indie shows.
Yeah.
But WWE wise, no.
Okay. What about it? Well, I mean, obviously NXT. That should be a
that's
pretty good
another
show.
one. Yeah, I do regret that.
Dude, we can just fly up there on Saturday. It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll just fly up there on Saturday, have a fun time, and then fly back. Tickets are like $400 right now. If we book it right now.
Yeah.
It'll go up if we wait.
Hang on, let me go sell my truck real quick and get some
Okay.
money off of that.
So then you'll still need to get like $200.
Darn it. He said he'll buy it for like $50.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's dive into our FastLane predictions. The kickoff match is actually going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match for the United States title. Alberto Del Rio going up against Kalisto.
Is that weird with that stipulation for a kickoff match?
It's a good time filler. I feel like with the fact that there's only 4 other matches announced so far.
Well, it always seems like in the kickoff show, like at least that's like an hour, right?
Yeah.
So they do at least 30 minutes on just talking about the whole card. They need to give those guys more than 30 minutes.
Well, they'll probably give them about 15 to 20 minutes leading up. Once the match concludes, there'll be like a 5-minute, panel discussion, go into the pay-per-view and go on from there. At least that's what it seems like they've done in the past. So they I believe they have their formula down. But I feel like this probably should have been a match put on the main card.
Yeah.
You can have whoever be your kickoff match. I know you're trying to entice people to get the network so they can see the matches.
What they could have done is have some sort of match on the kickoff show that was with Social Outcast.
Yeah, something like that. That would have been fine. Have a 4-on-4, a 3-on-3, a 2-on-2, a 1-on-1. I don't care. Any of those combinations would have been fine, and that could have been your kickoff show.
The Social Outcast. They should have they could have done like a 3-on-3 or 4, like you said.
Something like that. But okay, so this is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls after Del Rio claimed that, he got lucky last time or the past 2 times, and I let him beat him. I let him beat me twice for the United States title. So this is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls. Obviously, they're going to 3 matches because it's very rare that they ended in 2. So who are you going to go with to win this matchup?
I'm still going to be with Kalisto.
Yeah, Kalisto to retain.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick right there with you as well.
I don't feel like they're going to hot shot it again.
No, and I hope that they don't. What's sad is that they don't have anything for either guys after this.
No.
So if Del Rio gets it, you have another match against Kalisto for Mania.
Well, they could turn around and it could be Rusev or someone else versus Kalisto.
Yeah, it's true. He could go up, and he does have a victory over Rusev, even though it was a count-out victory, but it's still a victory nonetheless. But whichever way you look at it, there's not a whole lot of options, especially for Del Rio. If he loses here, he's going to be stuck with the League of Nations stuff. So
there's potential of things in the future. Like I'm thinking about this one guy, but like I would love to see. I know it can't happen now. AJ Styles versus Del Rio. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Hey, there's still time. I mean, we don't know. I mean, it's looking like they're going to build towards Styles and Jericho, at least for Fastlane or potentially Mania. But we'll have to see. But yeah, so both of us picking Kalisto to retain, so that should be pretty good. Next match we're going to talk about. How about you pick? There's the Intercontinental title, Divas title, Divas tag match, and the number one contender match, which we'll obviously save for last. Tyler, we're going to save that for last.
Which one? Oh, which one?
The number one contender match.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
I think I'm going to go with Dolph Ziggler versus Kevin Owens.
Your boy.
My boy, Kevin Owens.
Oh, I was going to say Dolph Ziggler.
Oh,
You cut me off.
No.
So, okay. So, Intercontinental title, Dolph Ziggler going up against Kevin
Dog
Owen.
Ziggler.
Dog Ziggler versus
still missing,
Kevin
right?
Owen.
Kevin Owen.
What? So, okay. So, obviously, Owens won the title on Raw. Did they hotshot it to Ziggler?
They have to realize, I mean, well, if they want that feud to go on, I guess they would hotshot to Ziggler because they've been fighting for what, month and a half?
Yeah.
Whatever. But I don't know. They should not. I mean, keep it on Owens.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know why they took it off Owens and put on Ambrose, and they took off Ambrose, put it back on Owens. Maybe they realized, hey, we need to keep it on Owens for a while. But I don't think it's a good idea to put it on Ziggler.
Yeah.
So keep it on Owens, and he can have a good match with anyone. So.
Yeah. Although I am curious as to what Owens is going to do for Mania. Like
maybe this gives him something because other people are tied up.
Yeah.
So we don't have nothing for you. Let me give you. Let me give you the title. You know, it gives you something.
Gives you a challenge for Mania.
Yeah, it gives you a challenge, I should say.
Yeah.
So, I'm picking Owens.
Clean win or dirty win? Because if it's a clean win, then the feud should, realistically thinking, should be over with.
My mind is blanking. Has he won dirty before, or he's usually clean winning? Usually clean, right?
I'm not sure.
He
wins both ways. Depends on what the situation calls for. But if he wins dirty, then that'll cause a feud between Ziggler and Owens at Mania.
All right,
if he wins clean, then technically the feud should be over. Move on to bigger and better things. Owen faces someone at WrestleMania that's not Dolph Ziggler.
We don't know what's going to happen with Ambrose and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause they can still bring Ambrose back to Owens. So
It is a possibility. Hey, you took my title. I want my rematch. You already beat Ziggler. Now it's my turn. And that would be a fine match. We know what these guys are capable of doing. We've seen a good outing between Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. So I think that would make a solid mid-card match for WrestleMania.
yeah,
Will we see it? I don't know. But I think that this feud is going to be over at FastLane. Clean win. Owens is still your champion. And we'll just have to see where it goes from there. So both of us picking Kevin Owens. I'm trying to get that point back that I lost from the Royal Rumble that you have ahead of me. It's going to be tough if we're going the same way every time.
Oh, we're tied for this pay-per-view. I'm still in the lead.
Yeah, you're still in the lead. 1 point. Next matchup we'll talk about Becky Lynch teaming up with Sasha Banks to go up against Naomi and Tamina. Now, a lot of people are complaining that, Brie Bella doesn't deserve a title shot. Why isn't Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch in the title picture? You have to think further ahead. This is already, while it's not admitted and cemented in stone, odds are we're going to have a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. They had a good angle of saying, okay, Brie Bella gets the shot because she pinned the champ a few weeks ago, so she's earned the Divas Championship. This allows them to focus once the match is over. So this match, Becky Lynch teaming with Sasha Banks to go up against Naomi and Tamina, it's a filler match. It's to put on TV, okay, we've done that, now we can focus on WrestleMania. It's giving them something to do instead of keeping them out of the limelight. Instead of keeping them off screen, I should say. So I feel that Becky and Sasha have to get the win.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. You've got to go with Sasha, the boss, and Becky Lynch.
There's no point of Naomi and Tamina winning.
Yeah. I mean, what would it accomplish for them to get the win later on, story mode, story-wise?
Story mode?
Yeah. Story mode. No? Okay. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm picking Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks.
Me too.
That's not right. You need to pick Naomi and Tamina.
No.
We need to have some difference here.
I think there's going to be one match that we're going to be different on.
Okay. Well, yeah. We'll have to see how that all plans out. Next matchup, we're going to talk about Becky. Oh, wait. We already covered that one. My bad. Next matchup, we're going to talk about Charlotte versus Brie Bella for the Divas Championship. Woo! And stuff.
Woo!
So, Divas Championship, it's personal now. And Charlotte and Brie's delivery on Raw was so well executed. Yeah, it's personal now.
Gosh.
It was terrible. It was awful. I was sitting there with my fiance. She was sitting there going, they need to work on their mic skills.
See, the news. Well, I guess we'll get into it later. I don't want to.
Well, we can talk about it now.
Okay, this goes with it.
Yeah.
Whatever. She's going to be retiring from
Yes.
WWE.
It was
But I
announced
thought I read,
earlier
like,
this
it's in
week.
the summertime.
Yeah, she will be retiring. She announced earlier this week on one of the morning shows on, I think, ABC or NBC. One of the ones with the B in it. And she announced that she will be retiring. It's time for her to hang up her boots. And she's been wanting to start a family for a long time now. And I think Daniel Bryan is right up there with her. So, good for them. Mm-hmm. They've traveled the world together. They've gotten married and hitched. And
So does that play into Brie getting the championship?
I don't think so. Especially if she's going to be around through the summer. There's going to be other opportunities for her to get the title. I think you play the cards that you've already laid down. You let Charlotte get the win, go on to face Sasha and Becky, triple threat match at Mania, and then maybe later on down the line give Brie that one last run or something. So,
Still iffy. Because
Yeah.
I think they had a plan. I don't think they're going to inject her into it.
yeah. All right. Well, the time has come, and hopefully you go the opposite direction of me so that I can get this point back.
So you can get the point back.
So I can get the point back, because I'm 1 point down, but I'm coming back some way or another, whether it be money in the bank or whatever kind of match where there's multiple choices. I don't have many other options.
There's part of me that wants to say Brie. But
So you're going with Brie.
I didn't say Brie. I said the word Brie, but I didn't say it as a pick. But I think they've had a plan laid down already with Becky, Sasha.
Sasha and Charlotte and Becky.
Yeah. So I'm still going to go
final
with
decision.
Charlotte.
Final decision is Brie.
It's Charlotte.
Why do you have to do that, man? Why can't you just give me this point?
No.
Just give it to me.
No.
I need this point. Doug needs 2. He's already out. He's not even here this week to give his predictions.
Hey, man, we know that we pick alike, It happens.
We do.
And there's times that we don't. This may not be the time.
Are you sure you don't want to go with Brie? I mean, you seemed like you were leaning towards Brie.
I was kind of, but then
It seems like
my
kind of,
mind
sort of, maybe,
my mind
definitely.
straightened out and was like, Charlotte.
Oh. Charlotte's going to lose? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying Charlotte's going to win.
Oh.
You are saying Brie's going to win.
No,
So-
that's not my pick.
Yeah, that's your pick.
My pick is that Charlotte will win and retain her Divas Championship and then make fun of Brie Bella. Oh, go and take care of your sister and your husband. Be the evil, nasty heel that we all know she is.
Yeah.
And for God's sakes, both of you work on your mic skill. It was very painful to watch.
In here.
And that takes us into the main event of FastLane. That being Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. Winner faces Triple H at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, Triple H. Umanga, yes. So this one has been built so oddly that it's messing with my mind. You know? It's like, okay, everyone knows Roman Reigns is going to be the winner, right?
That's what you think.
That's where you think that they're going to go. But the way that they've been building this is that Dean Ambrose, he's gotten more of a push than anybody throughout this entire feud. You know, he wants a piece of Brock Lesnar. They teased the heel turn this Monday whenever he went to put Roman in the dirty deeds. He's the wild card in this situation.
Wild card!
Yeah, yeehaw. So Roman Reigns has had hardly any focus put on him at all throughout this entire focus. If anything, he's the sidekick to Dean Ambrose in this story. And then, Paul Heyman came out and was like, look, you're going to have... Like, this was the only push that Roman really got, is Paul Heyman coming out and saying, hey, look, you're going to have to make a choice, friends or family. Who are you going to take care of? But even that, the crowd wasn't really behind him. So it's one of those things where it's like, are we going to go with what we're 90% sure is what the plan is, and that is Roman Reigns going up against Triple H? Or are they going to throw us a curveball? Dean Ambrose gets the win to face Triple H to try and establish a new guy? Because I'll be honest, I don't think this Roman Reigns thing is working out as well as they would like.
Because they keep on cutting the thing from underneath him.
Yeah. Whatever. You're pulling the rug out from under him. You're cutting his leg down.
Away from him, but you got to fight for it again. I know you've been fighting, but guess what? You got to fight for it again. And guess what? We're going to give you the title again.
Yeah.
And take it away. And guess what? You're going to fight. We're going to keep on doing this.
It's like they keep hoping that that the crowd is going to be like, oh, I get it. He's the underdog. We're supposed to cheer for him. Like, I feel like that's what they're doing. They're like, well, maybe if we, take the title away from him again, he won't be able to. I don't know. But okay, even if Roman Reigns goes on to WrestleMania, wins the championship, it's going to lessen the value of it because it'll be his now third championship reign in about 6 months.
Everyone would go nuts if Ambrose won it.
Absolutely. So that's why it's throwing me off. I'm like, Ambrose right now.
But also, he lost the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we always discuss, like, whenever we talked about it at the Rumble, we gave our feedback and saying, it was a nice tease to have Ambrose be the last one in the ring with Triple H, but Ambrose still had the title, his Intercontinental title, so they're not going to have him be the bearer of both titles. Well, now he doesn't have it.
I will separate myself from this one. I'm going to go with Dean.
Really?
Yeah.
See, and I feel like a curveball of some sort is going to happen, and this is going to be the one time.
We know Brock's not winning it.
Right, absolutely.
He'll probably get distracted by the Wyatts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's...
Or even Ambrose cost him the match.
Yeah.
I finally got a piece of him.
Or it could have boiled down to... Well, it's still weird that him losing the Intercontinental title, but they wouldn't put the Intercontinental title if it was going to be Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose feud, he didn't need a title, so that could be an easy way for him to drop it.
Yeah. The toughest thing about this is coming down to how the end is going to play out. We know Brock's not getting pinned. Yeah. We know he's not going to submit. So it's got to come down to either Ambrose being pinned or Roman being pinned. So
I'm half and half on it. I'm really like, go for Roman, but no, go for Dean. So
yeah, I'm
throwing it out there.
Are you going to hold on to that curveball and go with your heart, or are you going to go with your head with, all right, we all know that they're going to go with Roman. Like, if it was John Cena in this situation, we'd all be like, oh, Cena's going to Mania.
Well, how we knew it was good, like, for a Royal Rumble, it was either Roman or Triple H.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people knew it was Triple H, but a lot of people thought it was going to be Roman, too.
Right.
So.
It's a tough decision. So you are 100% going Dean Ambrose?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns.
Because he wants to be separate.
I want that point back. I got to have that point back. I think, man, as much as I would like to see Dean Ambrose, and I think if I'm wrong on this, I will be pleasantly surprised.
It'll be a good surprise.
It'll be one of those times where I'm like, I am totally okay with being wrong in this decision.
I'm totally okay with losing a point to Tyler.
I'll be okay being down. Hey, I'll be all right being down 2 points if Ambrose is in the main event at Mania and not Reigns, because in all honesty, Reigns is not working. They've tried and tried and tried. It's not working with the crowd. He's a great face. He's a great looking dude. He's very athletic. But there's just that little disconnect.
I feel like people want Ambrose more than
absolutely
Reigns.
Absolutely, he's probably getting the biggest pops, the biggest babyface reactions from the crowd out of everybody right now.
How was that? I'm trying to remember. Was that? I know I gasped a little bit, so I didn't hear the reaction of people like whenever he got him in the dirty deeds.
Oh, crowd went nuts. They were cheering. Yeah,
I thought he was going to go for it.
Yeah. So this is going to decide how the rankings are looking. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious as to see how FastLane plays out. So we'll have to find out this Sunday. But I have to say, Tyler, those were some great picks. Those were some great picks. So so let us know what you think is going to happen at FastLane. Comment on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. And that's going to do it for FastLane.
Those were some great dicks.
No, but we're not done yet, because in the middle of all of the fun that we've been having for this, we did get Doug's picks for FastLane. No, we did not get a dick pick. We got his picks for FastLane, and there was actually a match added to the card, that being Big Show, Ryback, and Kane teaming up to go up against the Wyatt family at FastLane. So
I feel with this match, the Wyatts will lose, but then they'll come in strong to beat up Lesnar.
Yeah. So you feel like the good guys are going over on this one?
Yeah.
So you're picking Big Show, Ryback, and Kane to win. Clean?
If they get the win on someone, it would either be
Rowan or Harper. Okay. So you're picking face team, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel the only way that Big Show, Ryback, and Kane get the win is if it's a disqualification. Other than that, I'm going to go with the Wyatt family to win this one. So we're going...
Are you happy?
So this could potentially...
We went opposite on Ambrose.
Yes. So if I'm right on both occasions, you're wrong on both occasions, you're looking at a new leader.
Are we even or something? Cause
I'm 1 point back. So if we get one, we'd be tied,
okay.
And then I'll be ahead if we get these. Anyways, it's going to be interesting to say the least. If you end up getting both of them right, man. But for Doug's picks, I know we said during the predictions he wasn't here, so his don't count. They do count because we did end up getting them. Doug's picks Kalisto to win the 2 out of 3 falls. Kevin Owens to retain against Ziggler. Sasha and Becky Lynch. Charlotte over Brie. Roman Reigns over Dean Ambrose.
Go ahead.
So Doug and I are the same on that one. And then the Wyatts to win as well.
Aren't y'all the same on everything?
Yeah, actually we are. So should be pretty interesting.
I have a chance of losing.
Huh?
I have a chance of losing.
Or you have a chance of taking a 3-point lead. Because you're 1 up on me, you're 2 up on Doug, and so there's 2 points at stake. So it could go several ways actually. It could be you and me are tied, with Doug 1 point behind. It could be me in the lead and you tied with Doug, or it could be you ahead by 3 or 4 points.
Yeah,
3 for me and 4 for Doug. So
we'll see how it turns out.
It's gonna be an interesting year. I'll tell you that much. But with that being said, let's dive into Lucha Underground because we got to watch it last week. I thought this episode was a lot more enjoyable than the previous week. We got to see the debut of a new luchador, or that being Cobra Moon, going up against Bengala.
Bengala's been there before?
I believe so. I want to say so. I think he was involved in one of the Gift of the Gods medallion matches or something like that. But yeah, this was the match.
All right,
the match itself, there were a lot of miscommunications, but the story in which they were trying to tell was great. It's a snake versus a tiger.
Yeah.
So they're, Cobra Moon is slithering around the ring, and Bengala's doing his tiger style fighting and stuff like that, and Cobra Moon wins via submission by like wrapping up on him like a snake would. So that's one of the things I like about Lucha Underground is they tell stories in and out of the ring.
Are we gonna lead up to a Cobra Moon versus Sexy Star match?
Hey, it's possible. You never know. We'll have to see. But after that, we got to see Aerostar. We haven't seen him yet this season, and he's talking to an ancient civilization a millennia ago, or 1,000 years ago. Sorry, yeah, millennia. Learning about the 7 Aztec tribes being at war and all that good stuff. But, we find out he's a time traveler.
That's cool.
So he's like, I have to go and warn the people. So
I'll see you later.
He jetpacks out of there, and I think it's pretty cool.
Guys, I just came back from the past.
Yeah.
You gotta know about this.
Mm-hmm. So interesting stuff.
Yeah.
After that, we got to see Jack Evans go up against Drago. And I thought this was a fine matchup itself.
Jack Evans hilling it up.
Definitely. The crowd wants to make him a face, but he's not having it.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm a bad guy. You're going to hate me. Jack Evans actually gets the win and then proclaims himself as the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
So, good stuff. I like it.
And this is, I guess, puts him in a storyline because last season he really wasn't in any storyline. He was kind of matches.
Yeah, he was kind of just there.
So, yeah.
And there does seem to be a lot more focus on all of the wrestlers this time around. Like everyone's getting their own little individual pieces.
Also, certain people are not. Well, I know they include newer people in the season, but there's certain people that are out. So I guess they're,
yeah,
more people.
El
can take their
Patron
spots.
won't be there, and
Big Rick.
Yeah, So it's allowing focus to be on a few more people. After that, we got to see Prince Puma backstage, and Katrina goes and messes with him a little bit, revealing that Conan is dead because he got thrown into the casket, and his dying breath was, forgive me and all that stuff.
I didn't know how they're gonna play it. Did going Al storyline wise, did Conan say he wasn't gonna be a part of season 2?
I don't know.
I didn't read nothing into it. So.
Yeah, neither have I. So it's it's really interesting the way that they're showing the importance of the casket matches. You had Mil Muertes, who died thanks to Phoenix.
Yeah.
But he resurrected and was stronger than ever. And now you've got Conan, who's dead for going into the casket. Like, it's crazy. There's actual high stakes in Lucha Underground. And I'm digging it. I like it. It's really good stuff.
Cool storyline, supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
And like the
it's a little bit of everything
of, like the back, I don't know if you call them promos, but the packages or the video packages or whatever.
Top notch.
Yeah, it's just good.
Top notch stuff.
Yes. What?
I've missed it. It's
like, for sure.
I'm not the biggest football fan in the world, but whenever it's on, I'm watching football, And so on Sundays, which is my only day off during the week, I'm sitting there now going, what am I going to do? Like, there's nothing to watch. I would always get up, do some laundry and put on the game. And now I'm like, well, what am I going to do with my Sundays? There's nothing to watch. That's how I feel now that Lucha Underground is back. I'm like, yes, it's back. I'm so happy for it. And as soon as it's going to be gone, I'm going to be like that all over again. I'm like, well, now what do I do?
Do you get that other? You get that other channel with the what's it called, Japanese wrestling?
I do, and I haven't watched it. Like,
when does that come on?
I don't know. I found it the one time and completely forgot about it afterwards.
When it
just happened to be on. I think it was like a Saturday night at like 9 p.m. or something like that.
Find when it comes on, record it, and then we can watch it on Sundays.
Yeah, that's cool. We can do something like that. But back to Lucha Underground, we got to see a video package featuring Tejano, and I think he was in a bar. Was that the one? Anyways, it was all right. It was good. After that, we got to see a last luchador standing match. This was the main event. King Cuerno going up against Phoenix. The Gift of the Gods belt not on the line.
Yes.
They made sure to emphasize that several times. So this match was a beatdown. Very enjoyable. They went all over the temple, beating each other down, throwing each other into walls and chairs and all that kind of crazy stuff. But the winner, the victor, Phoenix, defeating King Cuerno. And really enjoyable. I loved it. It was really good. Make sure if you have the means, make sure you're watching Lucha Underground, because this is one of those shows that, you know, they do it right and it's enjoyable, and it's only an hour. It's like NXT. It's an enjoyable wrestling program.
They do it right. They do it tight.
That's right. After that, as soon as the match was over, we got a little video segment featuring Cortez from the Crew, or so we think. Turns out he's an undercover cop. He's trying to get close to Dario Cuerno because his brother has killed people and they're trying to nail it to him.
Wow.
And so his cop boss is basically like, well, you're not getting the job done, so we're sending someone else in there to go with you. Turns out the sleazeball himself, Joey Ryan, is going to be sent in undercover as well. And what I really liked is that they said, you know, go in there and I don't care. Y'all don't have to act like y'all like each other. Hell, y'all can hate each other for all I care, you know? And they're like, oh, I don't think that'll be a problem. And that's going to portray perfectly for whenever the matches happen, because, you know, there were reports that when they did the tapings for the shows, the matches are all out of order, so people don't really know what all is going on. Like, they're filling in the blanks with these video packages that they do afterwards. So it's like, okay, now I see why these guys are fighting. It's not just a typical heel versus face kind of thing. So Joey Ryan versus Cortez, fans aren't going to think none the wiser. I'm like, all right, let's go Joey Ryan, boo Cortez. No, now there's like this whole backstory to it. Like, oh shit, they're undercover cops and they're wrestling each other to get deeper in to try and find Dario Cuerno. It's all, oh my God, it's crazy. I'm digging it. I like it.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, it is. You have to watch it. It's an hour of your time. 45 minutes if you DVR it.
Worth it.
Absolutely worth it. Love to see it on DVD one day.
Oh, for sure. I'm begging. Please put it on DVD. Put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anything. Just put it out there. So, really good stuff. No Total Divas this week, but that's all right.
Guys.
Nah, you let everybody down.
God damn it.
How dare you? We're getting ready for my bachelor party. That's what it is. Bachelor party, then one more weekend, and then I'm getting married.
Hells yeah.
So, but for those of you who are wondering, there more than likely will not be a show the week of my honeymoon. Just because if I'm not here, you guys can't get into the studio.
I cannot get into the studio.
And you're not getting a key. I'm sorry.
What?
And even if you did get a key, do you know how to operate the show and make everything go? Yeah? Okay. We'll see about that. Maybe one day I'll put you to the test. I'll stand over there and be like, okay, you do it. Show me what you do. So with that being said, let's go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Sunny, saying, you guys talked about the internet. When did dirt sheets and the IWC become a thing? I mean, dirt sheets have been around for a long time.
90s?
Probably earlier than that. You know, magazines with rumors and stuff like that. Yeah. And but internet wrestling community probably once message boards and stuff came in mid 90s, somewhere around there. I mean, hell, I remember message boards dating back to like AOL days, which was 94, 95, somewhere around there. I mean, since internet has existed, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for the question, Sonny. Next question coming to us from Ace McSpade, saying, thanks for another great episode. You did it again. What? Thanks for another great poop episode, guys. Lord, what am I going to do with you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't?
No.
So Ace McSpade said, thanks for another great poop episode?
Yes.
Oh. Well, we'll have to double check with Ace McSpade.
Yeah.
Perhaps he can comment on this week's show.
Why'd you say poop episode?
And let us know why you're saying thanks for another great poop episode. Dicks and poop jokes. That's all you got. saying thanks for another great episode, guys. I love listening to the podcast while playing video games. Just wonder what your favorite video games are.
Dude, I got tons of video games. I like
Zelda, Tetris. That's kind of a big question. Currently, I cannot put down Just Cause 3. I have been okay, I told Tyler this. I might have mentioned it on the show once or twice, but I bought Fallout 4 and Just Cause 3 on the same day. Mm-hmm. I put Fallout 4 in, played it for one day, and then I said, all right, let me play Just Cause for one day so that I can go back and forth. Played it for one day and went back to Fallout 4. Played that for one day. Went back to Just Cause. Played it for one day. Then I went back to Just Cause. Then I went back to Just Cause. Then I went back to Just Cause. Just Cause. Hodgepodge. So I have been like entranced with this game. It is so much fun. There's so many explosions and just so much chaos you can create. I created a tornado car that exploded, and it was amazing. It was fantastic.
Well, name some of the
I placed a rocket grenade on a cow, and it launched into the air and exploded.
That's fun.
It was, yeah.
Well, name some your favorite games of all times and stuff, like a list and stuff. Things like Crackdown.
Oh yeah, I love Crackdown. Just Cause. I love Rocket League. I dig the Lego games. They're a lot of fun. Halo, big fan of Halo. That's what I forgot to tell you. A few weeks ago, whenever I messaged you and I was like, "Hey, you want to come over?" and for whatever reason you couldn't, I started working on Jump In on Halo 5.
Oh, they have Forge now?
Yes. So I started working
How's that
on
going?
it. It's tricky learning the controls. It's going to take me a while to really get it, and plus I have to set down Just Cause long enough to get into it, and currently I'm like 87% done with the campaign on Just Cause. I'm like, I'm almost there. I only have a few more places to go. So I think once I beat that game, then I'll be able to focus more on other games. But yeah, that is my spare time right now. Yeah, I love Legend of Zelda. I used to love Assassin's Creed, but then it just became oversaturated.
Same here. I liked 1 through 3.
Yeah. Like for me, Halo 3 was probably the best game that I ever played. I used to be real heavy into Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Like I played that so much that I think I was developing arthritis in my hand. Like my hand would start cramping up.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Yeah, all sorts of games. I'm not a hardcore anything gamer, but every once in a while I will find a game that is hard for me to put down, and then I eventually do, and I move on to something else. And
with everyone does the same thing.
Yeah, but Rocket League I'm digging right now still. Just Cause. I want to get into Fallout because once I started playing Skyrim, I really got into that game. And then something happened and I lost all of my data.
Oh.
And so I had to start all over, and I'm like, screw this, dude. I'm not starting all over.
You don't want
to
start over that game if those types of games, those RPGs like that.
Yeah. And so I want to be able to dedicate time to Fallout 4 because, if it's pretty similar. Although one of the things that I'm not liking is the guns. Like in a first-person shooter, I am terrible with guns, and you have to be.
You can switch out for first or third.
But still, even in other games, I'm not the best when it comes to shooters.
I've gotten used to it.
Yeah, like I got used to Halo. I used to be really good at Halo, but then work comes along, and you don't get to play as much as you'd like, and then you go back in, and you're like, oh my god, I'm terrible at this game. Screw that, But it's whatevs. So how about you? What kind of games are you into?
I like tons of games.
Yeah.
For the last 2
Smash Bros.
Yeah, I do like that. Last 2 weeks or 3 weeks I haven't been playing video games, but I have Fallout 4. I'm obsessed with it. WWE 2K16. Really, all the WWE games I've loved.
Mm-hmm.
there hasn't been like, I mean, 15 was going on to the new gen. We already talked about that and all that stuff, but I still loved it. I love all of them. I love Skyrim. I was addicted to that. I like RPGs. Witcher 3, I loved it.
See, I couldn't get into that game.
Couldn't get into it?
I tried, and there's just parts of it where I'm like, I can't get into it. There's just certain things that I didn't like, and then there was parts that I was just like, nope, not for me.
I freaking love that game. It's like you have more choices that will turn the game different ways compared to Fallout 4. You'll always end up at like the same way or whatever. But like,
I know I'm definitely going to get in the minority on that of people who didn't really like Witcher 3. I tried it and I didn't like it, so just wasn't for me.
I like the Metal Gear Solid. I haven't tried the latest one, 5.
Yeah,
that's an RPG. I need to get and experience that. But I loved all the Metal Gears before that. I mean, I like Smash Brothers. I did the Guitar Hero thing and did DDR. I did Donkey Konga.
DJ Hero.
Yeah, DJ Hero. I mean, I love the Zelda games and stuff. I love the Pokemon games. I like. I'm trying to remember all the stuff.
What's in your DS right now?
DS?
Yeah.
It's probably Smash Brothers. But I mean, I do have Pokemon games I like. I'm just trying to remember things that I liked. Katamari, that was fun. What else? There's like a lot of games.
You do any mobile games
on my phone?
Yeah.
No, I don't mobile game.
I have a few.
There was one point I don't now because my computer's set up, but I did get into WoW.
Yeah,
that was fun. People were like nerd. Shoot, what else, man? I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
Lots and lots and lots of stuff.
There's so many games in the past. Kingdom Hearts. I always like that stuff.
Yeah.
I never played Final Fantasy, but I played Kingdom Hearts. It's just throughout the years I loved everything. The Grand Theft Autos.
Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. I loved Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Kelsey would sit there like when we were at our old apartment. We'd be sitting on the couch watching TV, and there wouldn't be really anything on. And she turned to me and she goes, "Would you play Grand Theft Auto?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll play Grand Theft Auto for you." It was awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got myself a pretty awesome chick. Not too many girlfriends would turn to their guy and be like, "Hey, will you play video games? I want to watch you. I want to watch you play."
My wife does not do that.
Yeah, suck it. Be jealous.
I am jealous of that.
That's right. Good stuff.
Blah, 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 blah. I guess I can't think of anything else.
All right. Well, you gave a solid answer. Good stuff. Thanks for the question, and make sure you let us know if you meant to say poop or not.
Oh, Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah, he said poop.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Final question coming to us from Victor. Saying, "Hey guys, had this thought after the Rumble, but wanted to sit on it for a while. After the show, the network put on the making of WrestleMania last year. They showed all the backstage stuff and everything during the recounting of the Triple H and Sting match with DX and NWO coming out. I remember Cena saying to Rollins something along the lines of, 'Sometimes you just have to throw the rules out the window to put on some entertainment.' How do you feel about this idea in pro wrestling? Can it help a story or hurt it, or the match? I'm still conflicted myself. Was hoping you guys could weigh in. Thanks again for all your shows, guys." So thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Let's see. Sometimes you have to throw the rules out the window. Like, in regards to, should they be showing the backstage stuff? Pulling back the curtain and showing stuff we're not meant to originally see?
I don't know.
I want to go with that. I am the kind of wrestling fan that I've always wanted to know what happens behind the curtain. I can still go out there and cheer and boo and believe the stories and the characters and stuff like that, but I'm always curious as to what's happening backstage. Who's talking to who?
Yeah.
Like whose decision was this? And did they go over this part for their match? And oh man, was that part scripted or not? Like, I'm always fascinated by that kind of stuff. Like, anytime if you go back and watch Breaking Ground, the scenes where they show Triple H standing in front of everybody, and I'm guessing it was the classroom since it's Full Sail University, and it's like the entire NXT roster, and he's talking to them about stuff like that. That stuff always fascinates me. So I absolutely love that. It doesn't hurt anything for me, but that's just me.
He's not talking about throw the rules out like in the match or something, or not like hey, do something like shady, but like it's up to you to.
Yeah, I mean sometimes you do just need to pick up the ball and run with it. Mm-hmm. You have to make it your moment without outshining everybody. I don't know, but that's just my take. How about you? What are your thoughts on the behind the scenes stuff?
Oh, I'm with you. I like that stuff too.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable.
I agree. It's a really good
Same
stuff.
boat.
Cool. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Certainly appreciate everyone who's listening. Make sure to submit your questions on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, also our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. And subscribe to our show on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Hey, find us on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
And you can also find us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel.
Yeah.
You can follow Tyler and his dicks and poops at Tyler_Abear.
No.
There you go. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm tired again.
And we will catch you all next week. Because we ain't going anywhere. Bitch.